Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I just realized that everything was wrong with that. Everything was wrong with that intro. Not a single thing was in the right place. We have two more Kershaw knives. Now, I was not expecting the initial Kershaw knives of 2026 to come in. I certainly was not expecting these. I also was very surprised to see what was on the outside of one of the boxes. The other box has nothing on the outside of it, so I don't know what that one is. Thanks to Kai USA for sending this in. I know that many of you will be incredibly excited about this knife. It's been a long time coming, for sure. Also, I will do my best to provide the appropriate links down in the description, and I'll also do my best to release this video at the appropriate time. This is going to be a popular knife, though, so maybe it'll be available, maybe it won't be. I'll do my best to put the right link down there. Please make sure your notifications are turned on for my YouTube channel. So what do we have here? Here's the mystery one. This is a USA Kershaw, so we're going to save that one. And here's the one that's labeled. This is labeled as Bareknuckl DL, whatever that means. But the Bareknuckl, oh boy. The Bareknuckl is arguably one of Kershaw's greatest creations. It was one of their only somewhat budget USA-made manual pocket knives back in the day, which was just a few years ago. But it's been gone, silent, ever since. So what variation of this knife do we have here? How exciting. The return, is it just the, oh, it's the Duralock Bareknuckl. Okay, so in some ways very exciting, and in other ways for a lot of people go, oh, I would, crossbar lock. But here's why I think that this is good. The standard version of the Bareknuckl was actually, if I remember correctly, a sub frame lock, or it was like an aluminum frame lock with a big steel lock bar. No, you know what it was? It was a big steel lock bar that was attached to the frame with a couple of screws, right? So now we have a full aluminum frame with a crossbar lock. And what do we have here? So this is still manual. Oh boy, what an awesome, I love the blade shape. Now, if you don't remember the time of the Bareknuckl, or maybe you're newer to knives, then this is probably going to seem like kind of a, who cares? There's a million things on the market that are like that. And that's kind of a fair way to think. But to everybody who was around when the Duralock was reigning, or not the Duralock, the Bareknuckl was reigning supreme in this territory, you'll remember this knife fondly. Here's the best thing about this knife. This is now in Magna Cut, right? So because we have a USA, this is USA made knife, right? You can say it's bland. You can say, oh, it's a crossbar lock. Who cares? Let me give you a reason why this is still such a freaking huge deal. Number one, this is a Kershaw USA made knife. An authentic USA made knife made by a company who does an absolutely fantastic job in terms of fit and finish and design execution, or just execution of like tolerances, right? We have a lot of companies out there claiming that they're making knives in the USA, and what they mean is, no, they're made in China, but they just ship them over here, and then we just put them together like Legos, right? So, yeah, like Cobra Tech, sorry, companies like that, that I caught, I don't know if that's clear or not. Companies like that, not USA made at all, not at all. And there's a ton of other companies that do that. Kershaw actually manufactures, I think it's over 95% of their parts in-house, right? And they've done recently, I think, a factory tour, which is very cool. The reason why that's such a big deal is because Kershaw has some of the actual best prices on USA, like legitimately US manufactured knives on the market, especially when considering, companies using like appropriate modern materials. Like in this case, anodized aluminum Magna Cut. Kershaw is top, right? Magna Cut, USA, I bet you we end up with a really great price tag on this. Really, really great. Even when comparing, man, the action on this is awesome. It's awesome. Surely we're running on bearings. Yeah. Ridiculously smooth. Absurdly smooth. And now we have an option in this territory besides the Bel Air XL. This, if it's priced nearly the same as the Bel Air and Bel Air XL, is just as recommendable. And why is that important? Well, I named, as a lot of people, not just me, but many people in the community agree with this, the Bel Air and Bel Air XL are essentially the point of diminishing returns, especially when factoring in U.S. manufacturing. Dollar for dollar, it's hard to justify, in terms of utility, what they bring, in additional utility. It's hard to justify anything too far past the Bel Air XL. That's where you start to get less and less and less for your money. Now that Kershaw has re-released the Bareknuckl in aluminum and MagnaCut, if the price ends up somewhere in that 150 to 185 range, which I fully expect it to and hope that it does, then this is also a contender in that territory. In fact, a lot of people I think would find this preferential. Huge fan of that blade shape. It's awesome. Really cool, actually. For another crossbar lock, actually, that was a pretty cool one. Now, what the heck is this? What do we got here? Just doesn't say anything. Oh, so we have another Iridium. Is this an auto or is it a... Oh, it's a manual. Okay, so it's a plunge lock Iridium. But this is a USA-made knife. Okay. So in the past, if you didn't know, there was only one version of the Iridium that was made in the USA, and that was the launch Iridium. All of the other Iridiums were made in China. So this is and yeah, again, like you could say, okay, so it's just a button lock. But USA made, we have nice contoured, I'm going to call that G10. Aluminum backspacer. And what do we have for the steel? Really nice, like, listen, this is going to be a big, crazy statement. This plunge lock is extremely nice, exceptionally nice. As far as the spectrum of plunge locks go, I have handled very, very good ones and very, very bad ones. Some of the worst have been from Kershaw's Chinese line, even recently. A lot of their Chinese stuff is incredibly well made. Some of their fairly recent button locks have been disgusto, barfo, poo-poo town. Really crunchy, long travel. We got blade play up, down, left, and right. Just poopy, yucky, poopy, stinky. Bad. This is polar opposite. In fact, this is closer to like the Wee Zephyr, where the Wee Zephyr is one of the greatest plunge locks I've ever felt. There is no freaking blade play. Are you kidding me? Kershaw, whatever we've done here, more of this, please. If you're going to do a plunge lock, and I know some people are bored to tears with plunge locks, this is exceptional. Very little travel, no crunch, no stick. Awesome detent. Super smooth. Almost magnetically smooth. This is a wildly spectacular button lock. Would a button-operated top liner lock be more preferable? Yes. But as far as what they've sought to do here, that's pretty cool. All right, shut up. What's the steel? MagnaCut. So once again, obviously, Kershaw trying to give more manual options for people who want Kershaw knives, want USA-made knives at a fair and reasonable value, which again, if they're pricing this, I would say anywhere from $150 to $200, yes, you're doing this. You're doing what Spyderco and Benchmade should be doing, especially Spyderco. The fact that Spyderco seemingly cannot do this, right? I mean, okay, they're at the top end of this, right? But they can't do this. They can't compete. I mean, I would say Kershaw, like if we're comparing apples to apples, apples to apples? What's an appa? Apples to apples. Kershaw is $20 to $30, sometimes $40 a head, especially if you're comparing with the Shaman. Then it's a freaking $100 a head. $20, $30, $40 a head on average versus what Spyderco is delivering at the same price. Don't even get me started on Benchmade, right? Kershaw, as versus what so many diehard Benchmade fanboys will tell you. And let me tell you, before you start complaining, I've loved Benchmade and Spyderco the entire time I've been a knife guy, right? I'm gonna speak honestly on this. I've reviewed I don't know how many hundreds of knives just with those brands. Kershaw is capable of delivering the exact same level of quality. They just charge less for it. That's the hard truth, right? Benchmade isn't magical. They're not like just, and then they take the knives into the back room. That's where they sprinkle the Benchmade pixie powder on them, yes. And that's really where the markup comes from. No, it doesn't. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're charging you to stamp a butterfly on it, right? Their warranty's pretty good. But outside of that, that's pretty much it. Okay? So, Benchmade makes a good knife. They just charge you too much for it. Kershaw's capable of doing the same thing. They are offering more manual options, more non-automatic or assisted options for people who actually want USA-made knives and don't want to have to overpay for them. And at the same time, they want premium materials in their USA-made knives. In this case, MagnaCut and your choice of aluminum or G10. I think this is pretty cool. I think this is a great way for Kershaw to kick off 2026. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Both of these knives will absolutely get dedicated knife reviews. So expect to see those in the future. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.